Hello, everyone. You're listening to the 805 Uncensored. We are a show on the Anti-Capitalist Podcast Network. This podcast covers a variety of topics from music to politics, news, philosophy, and more. There are no limits, which is why we are uncensored. So, welcome and please follow us on your podcast and social media platforms of choice. This is episode number 108, and joined with us today is Valentina. She's an author. And would you like to say a little bit more about yourself for our listeners?
Okay, well, hi, I'm Val. I write Western romances and now dark romances. I'm a mom of two. I live in Texas. I'm Hispanic, and I decided to do this on a whim, 2 years ago? So here I am, just doing this crazy thing called life and being an author.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, did you ever
Yeah.
see yourself when you were younger writing books?
No, but I was always that kid who was like in the library and always reading, so I was like, why not? And I was a huge like English nerd, so I was always in like the AP classes every year. So I kind of guess it makes sense.
I was that kid too. So, were you like writing essays all the time about To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, or anything by like let's say The Great Gatsby. That
Yeah.
too.
You ever see that clip from TED? It's like, why is
No.
it Scott Fitzgerald? What did Scott Fitzgerald ever do? Like, his name is not Fuck, it's Francis.
Yeah. No, I did not see that. Now I have to go look at it eventually.
Remind me and I'll send you that clip. It's pretty funny.
Sounds
So,
like a plan.
we are here to do an episode that we don't typically do on this show, but it's all inclusive here. We talk about a variety of topics, and everything is interconnected. Today, though, we're going to be diving into dark romance and smut, which are a couple of my passions. And for the listeners, like, you might not know that about me, but I'm highly interested in this stuff. I think that it's great. About a year ago, I read this book by an author named Nabessa Allen called Lights Out, and fantastic book. I was actually just talking to Val about it last night. And that really just kind of jump started my whole interest in the dark romance. So it's kind of just been a new journey for me. Currently, I'm reading a book called Haunting Adeline, and I'm about to finish that one and get into hunting. But I'll pass it over to you. Why don't you talk a little bit more about dark romance? What is this shit?
I can't. Okay. So, Lights Out. I have that is an interesting book. Okay, I started reading dark romance 2 years ago, with actually Haunting Adeline, and I thought I was like, okay, like I could do this. I've met Chantel Tessier who did Rachel. Now that I wouldn't probably write a book like that, but like no disrespect, because she's amazing at what she does. Um, but everybody has like their range of dark romance. It's either very like, what the actual fuck am I reading? Like, would I do that? Or like very soft, light, dark
Some of
romance?
the shit that they label spice, where all they do is like kiss on the cheek.
Well, and you have to think about that. There's like age ranges where like people read. So
Yeah.
it's like you're either very practically porn on a book, or you're doing unholy, unspeakable things in the church. So it's like, where am I going on the route? I'm going like very light, very not cutesy, but still would like burn the world for her kind of thing. I
hmm
feel like I can't picture myself writing like total porn on a book. And that's just me.
What
So I
about
think
okay, the smut stuff aside? What about the morally gray stuff? How do you go about that? How comfortable are you writing about that?
I'm very comfortable in that.
Okay.
I, I feel like because I like scary movies and I like dark romance, so I would be totally okay like writing that. I'm in the process of like already halfway through the book. And I think I don't know if you finished the chapter I gave you, but that was kind of like starting the story between Rowan and Arya. It's like very like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stalk her, but I'm not gonna tell her I'm stalking her.
Right. He's going like I mean in all the MMCs by the way, they go about it in a way where they're being a gentleman. But with your character, Rowan, it's different. It's more overt. There's not There's not the stalking element. There's not.
Not yet, not yet, because I forgot to tell you that he kind of knows her like gym schedule because he starts stalking her.
Ooh, okay. We've got some strong foreshadowing going on.
And apparently, so spoiler alert, when he goes to the wedding in LA, he knows that she's the event planner for the wedding. So that's where
Uh,
he goes.
yeah, it's kind of like how Zayd owns the security company that he sets up for Adeline.
Something like that.
How the
Yeah,
tables have
he's
turned.
like, "Oh, I know, but I'm not gonna tell her I know. But I'm gonna act like I hate her, but I don't hate her."
Yeah.
So he's very like she's very closed off and very guarded when it comes to dating. And he's like, I need to have her. Like I don't care who messes with her. Like that's my woman without her knowing she's my woman kind of vibe. So he's already like attracted to her and attached to her, but she has no idea who the hell she is. Like who he is or anything like that. So it's kind of fun, reading all these dark romances and like picking apart like what readers would like to read from a dark romance. So you have like he's a billionaire. There's enemies to lovers trope. It's very like she's super black cat and he's the golden retriever. Like how he would burn the world for her, but fuck anybody else who he doesn't care about.
Hmm.
He's kind of like that. He's like, oh, I don't date, but I need to have this woman kind of thing. But it's not like a far obsession. Like for example, Josh. Josh is like on it all the time.
Yeah.
And lights out. The Rowan's a little bit more like I'm gonna give her space, but I'm still gonna stalk her kind of vibe.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah.
How do you define dark romance? What are the different types of it?
So there's Chantel Tester, there's the ritual. Ritual is very unholy, dark romance where you're like, oh, okay, well, you have to have like a really dark mindset to kind of write that. And then you have like Lights Out, where it's still the stalker dark romance, but he gets the girl, and then you have Haunting Adeline. But they're all different categories in the dark romance era. I feel like they all. Okay, I was thinking. Sorry.
Wait, can you start over? I totally lost you for like 10 seconds.
Hmm. Wait. Like I can't hear you. No. Hold on. Okay.
Hello?
Now. Yeah. Sorry. I was getting a phone call.
Okay.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, can you start over? I lost you.
Where did we stop?
You mentioned the ritual type of dark romance, and I kind of lost you after that. What other types are there?
Like Lights Out and then Haunting Adeline. I feel like those are the three most popular in dark romances, and they're all like in their own categories.
Yeah, is this, obviously mystery, horror, and subcategories have been around for centuries. But conceptually, dark romance, is this a relatively new phenomenon? Because like books like Haunting Adeline, they came out in 2021. Lights Out more recent, and matter of fact, they're obvious digs at Zayd,
Yeah, yeah.
in
There is.
and it's obvious that Haunting Adeline served as inspiration for Lights Out, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I feel like because Novessa Allen is like more recent, it's kind of like, oh, let me take a different direction in dark romance.
Yeah,
Like let me take a stab at Zayd, but like not intentional. I think so.
yeah, that's how I felt too, and I was pretty intrigued by that. Um, the math stuff is really fun.
Oh, I swear. The minute my FYP got on Mass Talk, I was like, what is going on? I mentioned Mass Talk one time. And I was having a conversation actually at a girls' dinner. Next thing I know, I'm on TikTok and I'm like, what's going on? Why am I on? And I had no complaints. I was
I
like,
like
okay.
I would just post like photos of myself in Ghostface way before I knew about Mass Talk. I've always loved Halloween and horror and spooky shit. But then I was like, wait a minute, there's a whole there's a whole group of people
You
that's absolutely
literally
feral
tapped
about
in
this.
into this like reality of like women wanting men in mask. I kid you not. Like all I saw in my FYP for about 2 weeks was Ghostface, and I was like, oh, okay. Like what is this? And then men with like the purge mask. But I feel like Ghostface for some reason really makes girls feral. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about a man in a mask, especially a
So
ghost face mask with
I have
no t-shirt on.
I have a theory. It's not my
Like,
theory, by the way. I can't take full credit for this. It's just a
okay,
theory that people believe in and have accepted.
what is
Millennial
your theory?
women in particular are extremely feral about Ghostface because of the character Billy Loomis and Stu Macher.
I feel like I'm getting called out so hard right now, but yeah,
It is a
yeah.
fucking consistent pattern. Women between like their late 20s and around like 40, they're into this shit like crazy, and it lines up consistently with the analytics of my videos.
Yeah.
And it just makes too much sense to me.
But hey, good thing you like Halloween and you like scary stuff because then you're tapping into this whole different set of TikTok.
I
Like,
fucking love there's so much crossover too between interests, which is great, right? Like you could
hmm
love reading, you could love horror, and you could also love um I don't know, I'm trying to think of like something that's correlated, even like motorcycles, right? Like bike talk. It's all just intertwined, and it's so
oh,
it's
bag
like
talk.
yeah,
I don't know what I love more, bag talk or bass talk. I don't know.
I can't ever pretend to be bike talk because I've never been on a motorcycle. I don't know anything about motorcycles, but I think they're badass and they're cool, and I've got a friend that rides them. And if it relates to ghost books, then I'm fucking down.
So there was a biker who actually did the ghost phase. I like his content, but I feel like I feel like the whole mass talk is more focused on the dark romance. Biker dark romance and then mass talk dark romance is so completely different. But it all meshes together pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's all I see on my FYP now. I've tried like changing the algorithm and it just goes straight back to mass
I
talk
wonder
and
why.
bike talk.
It's not like you're an author and you write about this shit, and
Oh no, of course not.
you're not into that at all.
No, why? Oh no, man in mask. How scary.
Okay, so while we're on this topic, this is closely aligned with inspiration and creativity, right?
hmm
Like I'm reading Lights Out, and it's about Josh. He's got millions of followers with his mask thirst trap account on TikTok. And
hmm
he friends Allie, and I get fucking DMs where people are like, "You remind me of
Oh
Josh."
God. Oh God. You know, I would love to see somebody in person come up to you and tell you something about that. Like I
They
feel like
wouldn't. The things that people
exactly.
say to me online, they would never say to me in person.
And it's the same, yeah, like I don't think a woman would approach you and be like, "Oh, you're a hot big ghost face." Like I don't think they would do that. I
No,
think
it kind of reminds me of like those funny TikToks where women are like, if women catcalled men. I'm like, we would like that.
yeah, I think you guys would. I think there's like a whole like dynamic on like a woman can be feral behind the screen and say the most absurd shit like your comments all last night had me cackling.
It's because it's all about consent, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, catcalling is so much more predatory and non-consensual when it comes from men rather than women.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a completely different concept. So that's why like the videos are funny because we're automatically like, oh my God, I fucking love that. Like please do that.
It's good to know what the other species thinks about like
This is what I was going to talk about right now is the feminist aspect of this. Like
okay.
how can we get more men to read books where women are writing male characters? because I think
You
it's healthy to make tremendous strides to break away from patriarchal society.
agreed. So in my case, I got pretty lucky. I can't even remember how we started our friendship, but I was like, oh, okay, like I like his content. Let me just professionally as an author be like, hey, how would you feel about like giving me a man's point of view after writing the chapter? Because I feel like if you, as a writer, know what the hell you're talking about, like if you can get into a guy's mind, or even better, have a guy friend who'd be like, hey, we don't really think like that, we think like this.
Hmm.
I feel like that would attract a man to be like, oh, okay, this writer, even though she's a woman, she knows like a man's point of view. She's writing from a man's point of view, or like at least has like the help from a man. So it makes it more like, okay, I can read this, or I want to read this. It's not just like a woman acting like a man. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of I feel like a lot of authors don't have that.
Hmm.
I feel like women want to write about the kind of man they want in their life. Honest truth. I think that's what I did with the Western romance. I think because they're two completely different worlds. So with the biker romance and also him being masked men, kind of like the same thing with Josh. Like Arya followed this hot biker who also does mass talk, and she did had no idea that was Rowan. So I feel like if I were to write it from a perspective of a man, then they'd be like, okay, maybe she does know what she's talking about. Because one thing with my books is I want it to have that like authentic feel. I don't want it to feel like it's half-assed. I don't want to be like, oh, she's just a woman writing, pretending to be a man. No, fuck that. Like, I would rather have a man's point of view in my chapters from the male point of view than right out of my ass,
Yeah,
simply.
I appreciate that. But I do really like reading the books to understand the female brain better than I otherwise would.
Yeah.
When they're talking about the idealized version and also realistic version of how men are and could be. I think it's fascinating because a lot of times, right, it's the bar is fucking below hell, right? Obviously.
Yeah, no shit.
So
Absolutely.
it's sad some of the things that I hear. Like, oh, he
I
buys me flowers or he remembers my favorite color. Like, are you
fucking
fucking
bare fucking minimum. Oh, he opened the car door for me. Bare fucking minimum. Like, there, and it's so misconstrued about like dark romance. Because yes, girls want the guy who yearns for her and burns the world for her, but men also want the woman that yearns for them too. It's not just like romance is not just about the woman. I feel
kidding?
like men can't express themselves on what they want in a relationship, so they're just like setting for the bare minimum. Because the guys have bare minimums too. Like it's not just like, oh, she remembered my birthday. She got me my favorite like I don't
No.
know, like
Any healthy person has boundaries for relationships.
that is true. I agree.
You
I
know,
feel like
there
yeah.
you have to have red lines, otherwise you're going to be disrespected all the time.
And that's why our society in dating is so messed up. I think that's why women read. Because, yes, like, us as writers, we write what, like, a woman would want out of a man, but, like, what would a man want out of a woman, basically, in a relationship? You know what I mean? And I don't feel like men want to read porn all the time if they're reading a dark romance. I feel like men also
We
kind
would
of
rather
want,
watch it than read it.
huh?
No, we would rather watch it than read it.
Exactly. Exactly. I know. But that's why, like, for example, my book, it's not going to be like, oh, she's writing just porn. No, like, I want the yearning aspect of, like, a spicy scene.
So you actually just reminded me of something. Like when I talk to some of my girlfriends about like my TikTok content, sometimes they'll give me feedback, right? Like, oh, this is from the female perspective or this is from the male gaze. And they're like, oh, well, this is why this video didn't do as well. And they explain it to me psychologically. Like,
I
these
had no idea.
things that in the male brain, we think of something and then the thought process just stops there. And it's not intentionality necessarily, just sometimes it
Hmm.
happens. But then you talk to a woman and then she's like, I thought of X, Y, and Z after that. And to compare the two brains and thought process thought processes is very fascinating. So like for example,
Mm.
I posted a video where I was holding a belt, right? And then there's feedback that goes into that where it's like, oh, you need to do this because this is what they would be thinking if you did this. And this is
Yeah.
what they're thinking since you didn't do that.
Yeah, I can see why you asked for opinions because your content's really good.
I want to make things that people are interested in seeing.
Like, for example, the one you made for like the one I asked you for the favor, that was really good. I was like, that was a great actual like
And that
post
was
for it.
just like a spur of the moment type of idea.
But those are great. 'Cause sometimes like your best ideas are like when you think of it as like in the moment. You're not like overthinking things.
Yeah.
Like I never thought I was gonna write dark romance. I started my author journey writing a Western romance. So I was like, oh, okay, my FYP is full of ghosts, face, and bikers. Let me write a dark romance where it's giving every trope a woman wants, but also let me kind of like also bring in the male attention to the book.
Hmm.
Not just what a woman wants, but like what a guy would want out of a woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think that's great. So why don't we
Something.
have more men writing smut in the form of what the idealized woman looks like from the male perspective? Is it just lack of interest, or what do you think's going on there? Because it seems like there is a drop in the market there that could otherwise be maximized. Like
So
there's some potential there.
I have a guy friend who actually writes romance, but not smut. And he told me that men are more afraid to like actually express themselves in that kind of like work. Because they're like, oh, a woman's going to read this and think this is just what I want. They're not going to think that, this is what a woman deserves. Because, yeah, it's a book, it's fiction. But you're also kind of like writing from what a woman and a man would want. Like our society is so messed up, and I think that's why so many women are reading smut and dark romances because they don't meet men like the ones they read about.
Yeah, like for me personally, I have no interest in reading smut that's written by a man.
I wouldn't think you did, but you would like to read smut that had a good point of view from a man, right? When it's like a dual point of view. Because, like, no offense, like, there are some books out there I'm like, what the fuck did I just read?
They're
Like,
not they're not all great, that's for sure.
I don't think a man would say half of the shit this person wrote about. And that's how I feel. And I feel like that's why it's great to make connections with people, especially like in the smut world and the romance world and the dark romance world. People like reading, sure, about their fantasies and about what they want in a relationship and like, oh, it's not just porn, but like I feel like having someone in your corner to give you that idealistic like feedback is great. And I feel like a lot of authors sometimes don't have that. And then the authors who do happen to have like a male consultant for the point of views write the greatest books,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, that's a
Like I
good
have a
topic
friend.
actually. Why don't you talk about some of the common misconceptions about dark romance?
So again, going into the whole aspect of there's dark romance that has like really morally gray things, which is completely fine, and then there's dark romance, who's just nothing but unholy spoken sex, basically. I feel like men are so pressured into doing half of the shit people write about that then women get disappointed. So if you were to write like a realistic point of view from a man in a dark romance, it might give hope actually ironically in the real life for dating. At least I would think so.
Like,
Cause like
that's how I look at it.
cause like for example when that comment you said like, oh, this and that, like I feel like if a woman met a man and they randomly did like math talk, that might be a realistic expectation that nobody had. But now they have a man who does that. They don't have
See,
to ask their man to be like, oh, can you buy a mask and do this? No. Like the guy is automatically already into that kind of shit.
fuck yes, thank you. I sent you that comment right this morning.
I did, and I read it last night. I was cackling. I was like, oh my God.
No, like,
Like, why is this so true?
yeah, you don't force that shit. I actually have a funny story for you though on that topic. Um, I went out on Halloween and
Hmm.
I met this girl at this bar, and I told her that I'd make thirst traps for Bass Talk, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've never actually met somebody in real life that does that."
Did she buy you a drink?
No, I wish, but
Oh, what the hell?
but the whole conversation was just like funny. Like, yeah, we exist. It's not just an internet phenomena, and also like I think that it should just be kind of a cool, respected kind of thing too. Like just a like
Yeah.
a subculture of people that are just creative. I don't think that it has to be weird or um, just purely sexual all the time.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like people mistake smut romance for like porn, and 9 times out of 10, that's not true. Like smut, dark romance and smut could be something very lighthearted and
No,
steamy, but then they're like, absolute what the fuck? I'm just reading porn on a book, and
right?
it's so mis.
No plot whatsoever.
No, no, because I'm gonna be honest with you. When I started writing the dark romance, I was like, do I want this to be just porn or do I want it to be yearning? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the yearning part. So 10 out of 10, in or to man than just straight up like be porn.
Yeah,
At
and
least
well,
I
and
feel it.
you were probably thinking about your readers when you had that thought.
Yeah, yeah. I have beta readers, and I sent them the chapter I sent you and my friend Landon, and they're like, "Oh, I like this more than like whatever I've read because I feel like when a man yearns for their woman, that's more like attractive, like a non-sexual attractive thing than like when a man's just straight up fucking you.
Yeah, of
At least that's how
course.
I.
Because
Because well, because
most
women
people,
want like.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go.
Most
Go.
people actually believe in love. I know that it's crazy,
Oh,
but
no, it's so crazy. What is love?
yeah, most people believe in it and want it.
The question though, is it attainable nowadays?
Um, I don't honestly like this is a whole separate conversation, but I don't think we have the economy for it.
Yes and no.
Or the flip side of that is we have a lot of relationships because of the economic realities, where people are unhappy too because, or where people are unhappy and they're forced to be together because of economic situations. I mean, think about it. Like you need like four incomes to own a house.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
I saw this joke the other day. It's not really even a joke, but it was funny. It was like, how come nobody has house parties anymore? Oh, because nobody has a house.
You'd have to be super rich to have a house nowadays.
Yeah, like what the fuck do you do? Generational wealth.
Right? Old money? No, but in that topic of like why I like my dark romance that I'm writing, it's giving like realistic, like very slow burn.
Yeah,
Like Rowan's kind of earning Arya's affection. It's not like, oh, I like you. Let's just go to bed and fuck. No, 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 no. There's a yearning there. There's like a banter. There's like flirting. There's like he wins her over basically, and she does
there's
the same thing,
tension and chemistry.
which is so rare in books. I feel like books, it's like all or nothing. You're either straight up fucking in a book or you're taking your time to get to that moment.
Right, and perhaps TMI, but I would just say sexual mind games are the best kind of mind games. And
Agreed.
probably the only acceptable forms too, without coercion.
That is very true, actually.
Because, as long as it's not flat out psychological manipulation. It's great. It's exactly how it should be. It's ecstatic.
I never thought about it that way. But see, this is why I needed you. Because you're gonna make the point of view for a man so much better when I'm writing it. And it's nice to have that, honestly. I feel like a lot of people are so afraid to like tell people how they feel. And that's why they also read romance and dark romance, because there's awkwardness, but it's just like, oh, there's no boundaries. Let me just say how I feel.
Hmm. Yeah, that's how I look at it as well.
I don't know.
Do you
I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
you have anything else that you want to talk about before we start wrapping up?
No, do you have anything?
Um, yeah, why don't you just plug your books? Where can people find them? Do you have a website? Why don't
So
you share?
I'm I'm self-publishing, so with the Western romance, that's closer to being done.
Mhm.
Self-publishing on Amazon first, and then I think I'm gonna do the same with the dark romance. I feel like I'm writing the dark romance faster because I've already kind of been writing a book for 2 years and now I know the process. It's like beta reading, you have to have the beta readers to make sure the story flows. I don't have a PA, so I'm my own personal assistant. I do my own book content for book talk. Um, so it's like I feel like with all of you spamming my FYP with Mass Talk, again, I am not complaining. Happiest person alive with that. So great. I feel like I'm gonna write this one faster. So definitely on Amazon. And
What's
I
your
might
what's your TikTok?
hmm, author Val Abad. Okay. So
Spell it out.
God, this man is torture. Uh, oh my God. Um why am I flustered? God damn it, Jordan. Now I'm flustered. Now I can't spell it out. I'm gonna have you spell it out. I can't talk now. I'm
I'm not
flustered.
too long editing for this episode. Alright, it might take me a while. Um,
Fuck, I'm flustered.
do you have a website?
I'm working on the website actually this week. I have not. I'm not techie. Okay, I'm
Okay.
figuring this shit out as I go. When I
Any
have them,
anything
hmm,
else you want the listeners to know about your books, dark romance, smut, etc.?
don't be afraid of smut and stop being so feral. Just kidding. Feral is what keeps the masked men going for sure.
Keep being feral.
I think no, no. I feel like if you ever want to be an author and you want to be a writer, just go for the damn thing. That's what I did. I mean, I was literally coming up with the idea for my book 2 years ago at work. It was a Saturday. I was like, oh, what if I write a dark romance? What if I write a Western romance? Just go for it. Don't be afraid. No one's perfect. Sure, I'm sure as fuck not perfect. I make mistakes. I mean, I'm balancing being a mom, I'm balancing life, you
Mhm.
know. Go for it. Go for the damn thing. Screw whoever makes you feel like you're not worthy of being an author or a writer or if you're good enough for your writing. Everything's trial and error. I mean, I'm on the second draft of my Western romance. It was not perfect the first time. Sure as fuck won't be perfect the first time for the dark romance. Just go for it. I mean, you'll have people who are mad. You'll have people who will violently tell you you're stupid for doing it. You'll have people who won't back you up. Like, I give my biggest shout out to my friends. If it wasn't for the fact for like my best friend, Jakia, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this if Allison wouldn't kick my ass about it. I have my cousins who are very like back up on everything. I have a lot of people to thank for because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing this thing. I would have been given up already. So sometimes you just have to just do it, you know. At least that's how I feel. I'm not perfect. Trust me, I could have a lot more inspiration for writing the dark romance, but I'm single as fuck, so I have to go from what I see and from what I think a woman would want in a dark romance book.
I mean, not being in a relationship also frees up more time to write about.
But I will tell you though, as a romance author, it sure as fuck wouldn't hurt one day to be in a relationship, especially with a guy who reads. I know, so unrealistic and so like rare. I don't know.
A book?
It would be
Like,
a dark romance book out of everything, or just books that are smut. I feel like the only men who suddenly got into romance and dark romance and smut are math talk and bike talk.
she's single, guys. Listeners, she's single.
I yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that.
I'm gonna put your Instagram and your TikTok in
Oh
the
God.
description.
Okay,
Get
yeah.
all these
You do
DMs.
that. Yeah. No, no. I like being single for now. For now. One day. Maybe I'll manifest like my dream boyfriend with this book. Hopefully.
I hope you get it. I really do.
I'm picky on who I want to date though.
That's good. You should be. It's an important thing to have standards about and be selective about.
Well, I was in a marriage for like 8 years with the most narcissistic man. So yeah, I'm definitely picky as fuck about who I let in my life. And it's just not my heart that I have to guard. It's also my daughter's. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of it's tricky because you want someone who's gonna treat you good and not give me the bare minimum crack. Fuck that. Like, oh wow, got me flowers. Bare minimum. Oh, you opened the door. Bare fucking minimum. Oh, you paid for dinner. Bare minimum. No, I want a man. There you go. Word again. Urine. Urine for me, dude. Just like I would for you. I'm the kind of woman that if I like someone or I'm in love with someone, I go in 100%. I don't half-ass relationships. So that's just how
I,
I am.
I think I should just end it there. I mean, that was perfect.
That's great. Well, good.
Well, thanks again, Val. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming
Thank
on the
you.
show, giving us all your perspectives. Um, we've had a few authors on here, but it's been a while, so and we've never dove into this topic whatsoever. So really, thank you.
No, thank you for asking. When you asked me, I was so happy. I was like, bet. Let's go.
Yeah, and if you guys are interested in checking out my mask content, now that you know about it, I'm on TikTok at the Veiled Shadow, as
So getting shit
always.
for this after.
Yeah, I'm gonna get so much shit for this. As always, the 805 Uncensored is on all the major social media and podcasting platforms. If you want to get a hold of us, send me in a DM on Instagram at 805 Uncensored Pod. If you want to check out our video content, we're on YouTube. I'm working on catching up with videos, but yeah, bear with me. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. I am also my own PA person and my own social media manager.
We can trade. I'll be your social manager and you can be mine.
I think it works out well for us because we both have different areas of expertise.
Yeah. Also, to my cousin and my friends listening to this, I'm so sorry, but I'm not. So,
Well, thanks again, Val. I will let you go. As always, listeners, have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Free Palestine. The revolution is you. Bye.
bye.